Coming up on The Shield, it's a girl. The new British princess created a media frenzy around the world, and we have a special report from Cambridge.
Also with that, a fresh look to the face of Student Senate waits our Valpo students in the fall. VUTV spoke with the new president and vice president of the student body.
And we've got rain and storms just off to our west in portions of the Central Plains. How will that be affecting our finals week forecast? I will have all the details coming up in just a few minutes. This edition of The Shield starts right now.
And thank you everyone for joining us here on The Shield. I'm Cody.
And I'm Aimee Hayden. The Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, gave birth to a baby girl named Charlotte Elizabeth Diana last Saturday, which created a media storm around the world. And students at the Valpo Center in Cambridge were there and had the live coverage of it from Cambridge itself. Our Shield International News correspondent Brendan Johnson joins us from Cambridge for the very first Shield Overseas report.
It's been an eventful weekend here in England and across the United Kingdom as Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge, gave birth to the newest member of the royal family. Now the students here at Valpo Cambridge have been watching the developments over the weekend, and we're here to give you just a little bit of an insight into the timeline of events.
Oh yay! Oh yay! Oh yay! We welcome with humble duty the second born of the Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge.
It's a girl. Almost 8 months after the official announcement of Kate Middleton's pregnancy, media converged at St. Mary's Hospital in London to get a glimpse of the newest member of the royal family. By mid-morning on the 2nd, Buckingham and Kensington palaces, as well as all of London, were abuzz about if the next royal child would be a boy or a girl. Then, shortly after 11 a.m., Kensington Palace releases a tweet saying the Duchess had safely delivered a daughter that morning at 8:34 a.m., coming in at 8 pounds and 3 ounces. Soon after, the unofficial town crier made the announcement outside the hospital. An easel was placed at the gate of Buckingham Palace, serving as the official announcement from the royal family. And just a few hours later, after 6 p.m., noon in Valpo, the Duke and Duchess stepped out for the big reveal. The princess was fast asleep, completely oblivious to the media buzz around her. Of course, we'll keep you up to date on all the latest developments here in Cambridge. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at ValpoVUTV, and be sure to like us on Facebook. Reporting all the way from Cambridge, just steps away from the Valpo Study Center, I'm Brendan Johnson for The Shield. I'll send it back to all you guys in Valpo.
Thank you so much for that, Brendan. You know what, Aimee? It's hard to believe that we are finally ending this school year. And as we approach the end of this school year, Student Senate is looking forward to a new year. With brand new leadership, VUTV sat down with the newest president and vice president to hear about their plans for the 2015-2016 school year.
We've talked about kind of shifting the focus of Student Senate from being very much about the administration side of being a governing body for the university student body, shifting that more towards being a voice for the student body. So really representing student needs, concerns, really, reaching out and being present on campus and sharing those concerns with the administration and getting different groups talking with each other because we represent all of the student organizations.
Yeah, because we have outlets for that currently. I will be a member of the University Council, and in that role I'm supposed to, voice student concerns, and we have the forum of concerns at the beginning and ending of the meeting, but we would like to expand off of these things and create more outlets for discussion, more, show our face more on campus, things of that nature, because we do get a little bit, tied up in administrative stuff like budgeting and re-rec. We would like to shift the focus more towards, like you said, voicing student body concerns, because that really should be our first mission. We are looking to not only open up those channels more broadly, but expand who we are as a diverse group. So Nora and I were discussing how we can maybe reach out to the sorority population, because there are very few sorority women currently on Student Senate, and how they can become part of our organization. Becoming more diverse and involving ourselves with other organizations is one way to sort of expand on our vision. We've discussed working with multicultural orgs more closely, and we'd like to, you know, show support for those orgs in what they do more broadly.
That's not so much our role is to read the minds of campus as best we can and then say that. Our role is to really listen to campus and to be present at events and forums and really soak in all that we can. And that's the way that we really feel what's going on campus and know, you know, why people care about what they do. It's not so much that we're chosen as senators because we know everything about campus, but it's that we're willing to listen.
I was up super early this morning doing a little extra studying before class started, and I heard some rumbles of thunder and even saw some lightning. You know, we're finally starting to see that spring-like weather. We finally got the warm temperatures and the thunderstorms. We're going to turn it over to Rachel Duensing, who's in the weather studio, to see if there's any more storms in our forecast coming up. Rachel?
Yeah, Amy, you're exactly right. It does feel more spring-like outside. A current look at temperatures, Valparaiso is sitting at 69 degrees, while South Bend still holding on to those 70s at 72. Even Rockford is at 75, and we will be feeling these warmer conditions throughout the rest of the week. But will they be adding more fuel to those storms? I'll have all the details coming up in my full forecast in just a few minutes. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you so much, Rachel. We look forward to that. Coming up after the break, a shooting in Garland, Texas leaves 2 men dead, and rallies still continue in Baltimore following 6 police officers being charged. Stay with us. You're watching The Shield right here on Channel 82.
Interested in the television industry? Stop by our office in Schnabel Hall and join VUTV today.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's a better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it... If dying young won't change your mind, baby,
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
On a campus plagued with terrible weather, Valpo students suffer from boredom with no motivation to leave their room. They begin to search for free movies and stumble upon Valpo's new free movie streaming website, where you get unlimited free access to recent movies like Despicable Me 2 and Jobs at the tips of your fingers. So if you're feeling bored, then don't wait. Grab some friends, find a seat, and enjoy a movie on movies.valpo.edu.
Welcome back to The Shield. 2 men are dead after police say they opened fire at a free speech event in Garland, Texas. The event included a Prophet Muhammad cartoon contest. Andrew Spencer reports the details about the gunman.
Something happened just as the event was wrapping up.
I need everybody to remain calm, be kind of orderly. We're taking to the auditorium a little further away from the front of this building.
urging us quickly to get back inside as fast as we could. And so, of course, we, followed their instructions.
Police say 2 men in a car armed with guns rolled up to the Curtis Colwell Center in Garland, Texas, and opened fire just outside.
Garland officers that were close by saw what was going on, engaged the 2 men, shot, and killed them both there at the scene by their car.
An unarmed security guard was shot in the ankle, treated, and released from the hospital. Sunday's event was called the Muhammad Art Exhibit and Cartoon Contest.
They wanted people to make cartoons depicting the Prophet Muhammad in a negative light, send in those drawings, have an art exhibit, and the winner was going to win thousands of dollars.
The keynote speaker, Geert Wilders, a Dutch politician controversial for his anti-Islam views. Police say they were aware of the nature of the event.
There were additional officers that were hired for this event by the school district. We had talked with them in preparing for this event in case something like this happened.
For hours, police left the bodies of the suspects laying next to their car, checking the vehicle for explosives as a precaution. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
A week after a magnitude 7.8 earthquake killed over 1,000 in Nepal, the government said that over the weekend that chances of finding survivors buried in the rubble are extremely slim. The death toll has now risen to almost 7,000, and thousands more have been injured following the earthquake. An estimated 3 million people need food, and hundreds of thousands are still living in tents. Tents and also temporary shelters. Relief workers are struggling to help find those who survived due to roads being completely blocked by landslides and mud. Remote parts of the country are impassable, hampering efforts to get aid supplies through to rescuers who are also struggling to find their survivors due to the rural areas because of the damage.
Protesters gathered at City Hall in Baltimore over the weekend following charges being filed against 6 police officers in the death of Freddie Gray. Those officers have since been booked and posted bail and are scheduled for a hearing later this month. But protests still continue as the family of Freddie Gray urges for peace instead. Polo Sandoval reports from Baltimore.
The daily demonstrations and familiar cry for justice was met with an announcement Friday. Baltimore City State's attorney announced criminal charges against 6 officers. They were booked into jail and posted bail.
Your peace is sincerely needed as I work to deliver justice on behalf of this young man.
Baltimore State's attorney Marilyn Mosby called the April 19th death of 25-year-old Freddie Gray a homicide. Charges range from second-degree murder to manslaughter to second-degree assault.
We are disappointed in the apparent rush to judgment, given the fact the investigation into this matter has not been concluded.
Freddie Gray's family says the charges are satisfying, and if people want to show their support, to do so peacefully.
We ask that whoever comes to our city, a city that we love, a city that we live in, come in peace. And if you are not coming in peace, please don't come at all. The last thing that Freddie would want is to see the hard-working people of Baltimore lose their jobs and businesses because of his death.
Reporting in Baltimore, I'm Polo Sandoval.
Investigators finished recovering human remains and wreckage from the site of the MH17 plane crash in eastern Ukraine. A final flight carrying 7 coffins arrived in the Netherlands on Saturday, carrying the remains of victims of the Malaysia Airlines passenger plane that was shot down in July 2014. All 298 people on board were killed in the crash. The remains were taken to Amsterdam to confirm the identities of the victims. The Boeing 777 was on the route flight between Amsterdam and Kuala Lumpur when it was shot down.
Bruce Jenner is being sued over a deadly car crash that he was involved in back in February. The victim's 2 stepchildren filed the wrongful death suit. It accuses Jenner of being negligent, careless, and reckless when he slammed into Kim Howe's Lexus on the Pacific Coast Highway. Howe's vehicle was pushed into oncoming traffic and collided with a Hummer head-on and was pronounced dead at the scene. It's not clear yet how much money Howe's children are seeking, but in the lawsuit, they claim to have suffered enormous damages. Jenner has not yet been charged in the case, which is still under investigation at this time.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Rachel Duensing joins us with your full storm shield weather forecast. Stay with us.
On a campus plagued with terrible weather, Valpo students suffer from boredom with no motivation to leave their room. They begin to search for free movies and stumble upon Valpo's new free movie streaming website, where you get unlimited free access to recent movies like Despicable Me 2 and Jobs at the tips of your fingers. So if you're feeling bored, then don't wait. Grab some friends, find a seat, and enjoy a movie on movies.valpo.edu.
For over 100 years, VU has trusted the torch for reliable and accurate accounts of campus happenings. And with an end of a century, we would like to say thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Valpo.
We have been covering stories that will impact you both in print and online. For Players Spotlight and next week events, to the opinions you have, count on us as Valpo's most reliable source for campus happenings. 4-time winner of College Weekly of the Year, The Torch, home of the truth, celebrating 100 years of excellence in journalism.
Well, I don't think I'm alone in saying that I've been putting off my studying to go out and enjoy some of the beautiful spring-like weather. And unfortunately, that will be coming to an end as we will be experiencing some rain coming into our forecast, especially as we head into the rest of this week. I'll have all details coming up with that here in just a couple of minutes. Right now, we're watching this rain coming out of the west in portions of the Central Plains. There are even some severe thunderstorm watches out in portions of Kansas, even portions of New Mexico. And then if you look closely down there in Texas, there is actually a tornado watch out there as well. Now, while the good news is that rain will be moving and we won't be experiencing any severe weather, but we could be experiencing some thunderstorms, especially as we head into tomorrow. Nothing on our view of the radar right now, just a few light showers down to our south past Rensselaer. So again, that's definitely the good news. We're just experiencing some warmer conditions right now. We saw this a couple of minutes ago, 69 here in Valparaiso, 72 in South Bend, even 67 in Chicago. While look down to our south, Springfield right now is at 82 degrees. So there are areas that are in the 80s already. And again, we're experiencing these very warm conditions. So it's been absolutely beautiful the past couple of days, but not exactly good studying weather. I know all I want to do is just get outside and enjoy it. We're actually above normal for this time of year though, which is definitely a good thing, or at least in my opinion it is. Our range today was 71, coming off an overnight low of 60 degrees. Average ranges from 67 to 44, and those record ranges from anywhere from 81 degrees all the way down to 30 degrees. And that one was set back in 2005. Now, as we put a little bit more of that rain into motion, this is our RPM forecast model. You see, it is picking up on a few of those heavier showers down to our south. And as we put this into motion, you see there's that activity coming out of the west, moving towards our region. And this actually has it just to our east. So we can experience some of that rainstorm activity very early tomorrow morning. And then we will be dry for most of the day, just a few isolated showers and storms throughout the remainder of the day. And then again, most of it just staying to our south for Tuesday. We are around 70 degrees right now, as you saw before on the temperature graphic, and we will cool down into those mid to lower 50s. And then for tomorrow, we will warm up to near 70 degrees, 67 in Gary, 65 in Chicago, and then again, cooling back down into those 50s, but again, Here comes that warm up near 78 degrees here in Valparaiso for Wednesday. So tonight, 52 degrees, mostly cloudy conditions, northeast breezes at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, 70 degrees, most of that storm activity focused in the morning, winds coming out of the east at around 5 miles per hour. Your 5-day forecast shows a little bit of a similar picture. We have storms almost every day in the forecast. The exception to that is Thursday, partly cloudy, but there is a very slight chance. I decided to be a little bit optimistic and keep it off of the forecast sheet for now, but then they come right back in on Friday, 81 degrees. So while we will be warming up, that warmth and a little bit more of that humidity is actually starting to fuel the storms and just bring in those chances almost every single day. It's a very summer-like pattern, which some of us are getting a little bit of summer fever right now, so you might be a little happy for it.
You know, having the rain in the forecast as we're studying for finals probably isn't necessarily a bad thing because you don't want to go outside then.
Like I said, I've neglected studying this weekend because I was outside enjoying the beautiful weather.
Yeah, it definitely was beautiful this weekend. So keeping us indoors to study instead of wanting to go outside.
Might not be a bad thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Rachel. Coming up after the break, our very own Parker Gatewood will join us with a look at your Crusader athletics. Stay with us.
Interested in the television industry? Stop by our office in Schnabel Hall and join VUTV today.
Hi everybody, I'm Dick Vitale of ESPN, and I'm on VUTV. It's awesome, baby, with a capital A.
Thank you for sticking with us on The Shield. I'm Parker Gatewood. Well, as I'm sure you all know, it was a crazy weekend in the world of sports. You had the Kentucky Derby that took place, the NBA playoffs continued, and Floyd Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao. And in the midst of it all, it was just as busy on the campus of Valparaiso University. For the softball team, they needed 2 wins out of their 3-game series against Youngstown State to secure a spot in the Horizon League tournament. The first game was one that the Crusaders had command of early. They jumped out to a 7-2 lead and would carry that lead all the way through the finish and took game 1 by a final score of 9-7. In Game 2, the Crusaders were looking to clinch their Horizon League tournament berth, but were trailing 3-1 heading into the bottom half of the 5th inning. However, the Bats came alive in the clutch moments of the ballgame, and Valpo scored 6 runs combined in innings 5 and 6. They came out on top 7-5 and secured a spot in the Horizon League tournament. The Crusaders were going for the sweep in Game 3, and much like in Game 1, they put 7 early runs on the board and cruised to a 9-5 victory and a series sweep of the Youngstown State Penguins. For the baseball team, there were 2 games ahead of Milwaukee heading into their 3-game series with the Panthers. In Game 1, Dalton Lundeen looked like the Dalton Lundeen we saw last year. He pitched a complete game shutout, and Valpo defeated the Panthers 6-0 in Game 1. However, in Game 2, the Panthers showed that they had something to fight for. Milwaukee had a hold on the game the whole way through, only allowing Valpo to score 1 run in 8 innings. Now, the Crusaders did put up 4 runs in the 9th, but it was too late at that point. The Panthers took the game by the final score of 8-5. Game 3, it decided who was going to win the series, and it was a tight one all the way to the end. The score was 6-5 going into the 9th inning when the Panthers put 2 more runs on the board and held Valpo to only 1, giving Milwaukee the win and the series as well. The baseball team is now 18-24 on the year and 13-10 in Horizon League play. They will take on Western Michigan on Tuesday and follow that with a 3-game series against Youngstown State on Friday. And for softball, their next obstacle is the Horizon League tournament. They'll play Wright State on Wednesday to start that off. Guys, it's an exciting time. Baseball and softball, they're really ending the year on a high note for the athletics department, and it's a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, I was at 2 of the games for the baseball team, both exciting games, games 2 and 3.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the 9th inning, that second game, trying to rally back. There's a little bit too much, or too little, too late, I guess.
Yeah, don't let anyone tell you that baseball is a slow game. It's
very exciting. But coming up after the break, Rachel is back with a look at your forecast for the final time. Stay with us.
Interested in the television industry? Stop by our office in Schnabel Hall and join VUTV today.
Good morning, Valparaiso University. What's the better way to start your day than with a new jam? And WVUR has just what you need.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it...
If dying young won't change your mind, baby,
Broadcasting sports, news, weather, and music on air, online, and on campus. WVUR is my jam.
On a campus plagued with terrible weather, Valpo students suffer from boredom with no motivation to leave their room. They begin to search for free movies and stumble upon Valpo's new free movie streaming website, where you get unlimited free access to recent movies like Despicable Me 2 and Jobs at the tips of your fingers. So if you're feeling bored, then don't wait. Grab some friends, find a seat, and enjoy a movie on movies.valpo.edu.
And Rachel joins us for a final look at our storm shield weather forecast. And Rachel, you talked about it in your full forecast. We're going to see some more storms heading our way tomorrow. What can we see past that as well?
Well, past that, we're also going to be seeing some more storm chances as well. Tonight, though, we will be experiencing some mostly cloudy conditions around 52 degrees, so grab a light jacket if you're heading out tonight. Tomorrow, though, most of those storms will be focused in the morning with a high temperature around 70 degrees, but we could see an isolated storm or two throughout the day. And then as you see on the 5-day, there's just chances of storms almost every single day. And Friday, 81 degrees, but unfortunately accompanied with some storm activity, and that's going to remain on as we head into the weekend. So good news if you're doing some studying. Like you said before, might give you an incentive to stay inside, but other than that, just some storms and some warm temperatures.
Exactly. And last week of classes, we're finally getting that almost summer weather, like right before summer break, but maybe not the summer weather we were originally hoping for.
Maybe not exactly, but yeah.
All right, and before we go tonight, This being our last show of the school year, we want to say goodbye to 3 very special seniors. We're joined at the desk by 2 of them, and also Emily Kennedy. You guys have both been involved since your freshman year. Anything you want to say to finish out?
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
You guys have been great.
Thank you
It's
so
been
much.
awesome.
All right, finish up.
For the last time here, thank you so much for joining us over the course of this year. We'll be back, or they'll be back in the fall to see more and more regional programming.